Such is life. We're live now. I'm just gonna play some Mr. Venus.
Yeah.
I tweeted out, we cool,
Yeah.
and then the nigga hours will be upon us.
Yeah, chapter was bonkers.
Yeah.
Where the fuck this shit at? We got the fucking we got the Eren slander out there. We got a good chapter. Man, today was a good day.
Yep.
Son, who came up with this edit? No way you did that quick.
Nah, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. Somebody DM'd this to me. I said, ah. That is funny as fuck though. I'm like,
Oh.
dang. He like Luffy punching Sims. I'm like, bro. So is that my guy Eastobru?
Nayogiri.
What's poppin'? What it do? What's happening?
Y'all know what it do. Hello, my master.
Why I feel like I ain't hear my piece's voice in like 9 years. That's crazy.
I ain't gonna say that. It kind of happened.
Mm. That being said, dang, everybody ate besides them bum ass fans in a different magazine. That's crazy.
Like,
I mean, I'm having a good week. Can't speak about a certain fan base, but it is what it is.
We in the kingdom of Shonen Jump. We getting fed.
Facts.
Samey, very shoony.
What's up, Pure Life? Yeah. I actually almost forgot to read the chapter for my hero. I only read it about eight. I said 8:30ish. When I read it. I actually just randomly scrolled up in our chat. Like, oh wait, you did post it. 'Cause I feel like I remembered I remember seeing that, but I was tired. I looked at it, so I didn't register. Brain was off. Brain was still loading. Was still installing for the day. Oh man. But all right, enough. Let's switch to the real page and talk about some things. Let me turn on Mr. Venitas before I forget again. In the background the whole time. But man, I gotta start with that One Piece chapter. I gotta start with that One Piece chapter, dog. What's up, Gioni? What's up, Abdul? What it do? I'm good, man. How you doing, Chief? Man, listen. You have to understand that I wanted one thing in this war, and what was it? What did I ask for? Glorious on-screen combat. That's all I needed. That's all you needed to do to make this raw. You did all the setup you needed. You got Tono Yasu, you got a Scapper, you got Toki, Odin, blah blah blah. Stop talking and start fighting. I don't give a fuck about all of that blabbering. Throw some hands. But yeah, how do you like the chapter though? Before I don't shut up because my ass off.
Man, that chapter, like, the chapter was so good. I did not realize I breezed through 18 pages. Like, that shit didn't feel like no fucking 18 pages. I'm like, bro, this shit just going. I'm just keep clicking, and next thing you know, talking about fucking next week we on break. I'm like, nigga, what happened? Where the chapter at? That shit was fucking gas packed. I mean, straight 18 pages of rooftop niggas. Whoa. Oh man, that shit was fire. Even though it went completely the way I did not expect it to, that shit was still gas. We are here.
You're so Nikki. You're young Obama. Sykes, my guy. Young Mikey in the chat. Who's hopped in?
Support weapons here. The villain Benitez.
That had
the Haram detective.
Sir.
Listen,
Yeah, yeah.
this chapter has I guess I don't know. It's there are so many things that I thought about hockey that this chapter is starting to like the mist is clearing and I'm starting to see and it's like I don't know what the community is saying. Abdel, I don't know if you've seen like what Jay was went on at Jay's chat and anyone else. I don't know what the reception has been, but I'm gonna say this. I just told this to Nat. Luffy's ready. He's ready. You can take him. I'm
From
not
what I've
saying
seen,
that he's not stronger. I'm not saying he's more experienced. Yada yada blah blah this and then the third. What I'm saying is with this, he has everything he needs to beat him. Whether or not he does that alone, whatever the case is,
Yay.
remains to be seen.
We need
But
to
he is
peace,
prepared.
peace.
He's ready. He has all the abilities that he needs to take him down. Thank you for the sub, Nikki. I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
though I'm not in the fandom of One Piece, I did see a lot of people commenting about it on my TL, and everybody was seeming to be pleased across the board. Everybody was pretty much gassing it up. I'm like, damn.
I think just
I
Zoro
don't,
fans were mad.
I'm kind of upset. I kind of upset I didn't get to see a live reaction. I was planning on doing it today, but I'm kind of like, busy. And I was gonna do it like on my way home, but somebody had called me, so I got sidetracked.
Yeah. Cause like I feel like people are like, oh well, the power scaling's probably in the mud, and I'm like, nah. This dude cannot. Luffy couldn't hurt him. That was the problem, really, right? He could not hurt him at all, and now we know why they can't be hurt. And I think this somewhat makes sense of Whitebeard and Marineford now in a lot of ways. I think he was too old to do that. And this also completely doubles back to what Simi had been saying like the first time he was catching up about the complete invisible armor, because that's what they're doing. They're just
And
coating
that's yeah,
themselves in. You was
nose.
completely on the nose. Go ahead, speak on it, man.
Yeah, bro. Cause when
Ryan,
once
what's up?
I was wrong about Ryu. So Ryu is basically fucking conquers hockey. I thought it was just freaking like quote unquote normal hockey. But I'm like, bro, hold on, wait a minute. So if you're telling me we have a way to attack, but we hitting them from the inside out, and that could hurt anything, and we have two bosses where we are physically punching their skin and nothing's happening,
Hmm.
don't they have a freaking like just an invisible sheet of armor? Because that in its most basic definition given to us, hockey isn't invisible armor that we can use as both offense and defense. So I'm like, maybe their whole body is just coated in that fucking armor. And here we are. Yes, the fuck is. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna take it as like a big giant I told you so type W, but hey, the eye power is working. I still got it.
But it also makes sense of an earlier scene with Law saying why he can't displace them. It's because they're coating themselves in that constantly. So that level of conqueror's hockey, he's not able to just use his room against. He would have to basically exceed that level of willpower with his in conjunction with the Delphoid ability in order to displace them. That's what that like that makes so much fucking sense to me. Like they're constantly defending themselves. So Sugar tried to come and do some bullshit. He'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And flick her into oblivion because he's protecting himself with his own conqueror's hockey. And here's why I was saying that this makes me like hockey a lot more. I think what he did with this is what he should have done with kind of like Armin in general. When we kind of first saw Thunder Bagua with the lightning like stream behind it with the swing, it was visually distinct that we knew something about the attack was different. And then it was consistent when we saw in the flashback with Odin when Whitebeard and Roger clashed. But the only thing is that some of us might have interpreted as them using Ryoyu but also clashing with conquerors the same way I can just me and Timmy could just be both conquerors, we punch our fists and then boom, we're clashing, but we're still using armament. But we thought maybe they were using the kind of like projection version and clashing midair, but no, they were using the conquerors. But you know what it was? He never explained why there was that trail of lightning and why they weren't touching for a while. We didn't know why that was happening. And then we got the full picture later on. So he had already shown us this was happening for a long time. And I don't know why he couldn't do this with armament from the get-go. So he actually literally fixed the problem I originally had when this shit was introduced. with the Conquerors, and I thought we were gonna go mad slow. I thought maybe with the next arc, whatever happens, then we were gonna come full circle and say this is what Conquerors hockey could really do. Because whole cake we basically pushed observations to its limit, if you will. Then with this, we're taking armament to the next step. So I thought with the next arc we're gonna do, but he's no. Luffy's like, I figured it out, and I'm like, wow, let's fucking go.
Yeah, there's no room for well, at least in my opinion, anyways. There's no room for like debate on what the fuck going on. Now we know that fucking. Now we know the reason why we can't hurt these folk hurt these goons with just flat out physical attacks, and getting that on screen explanation, that shit felt good, man. Oh man, that shit felt good. Especially when that nigga Kaido said what he said to fucking Zoro. Cause I believe that we all, every single OP fan in unison, hungered like shit when they read that fucking speech bubble. What? He got what?
I hit the James.
Oh,
I hit the James Harden step back.
I, he was by the door. He was on his and then he was by the door.
Oh shit!
But our brother Pat has joined us. Speak on it.
For the longest time,
Here it
we
comes.
have been reading this series. Once we got to the new world, I said, I said this shit. I said there is no way the only thing Conquerors hockey does is wipe out fodder. Like, yes, it's raw, but in the grand scheme of things, you fighting against niggas like Kaido, Akainu, Shanks. That shit not gonna help you if that's the only thing it do. Then what happened? We get to whole cake. This nigga Katakuri can see into the future. I'm like, hold on. If we have advanced observation, there's got to be advanced armament and advanced conquerors. Niggas telling me no, Katakuri just special. He the golden child. He never lost before. I said, okay, whatever. We get to Wano. Niggas talking about some real I'm like, nigga, it's some shit in motion right now. Are y'all paying attention? Seeing
No,
this shit. Niggas not paying attention. We seeing this shit. Luffy start using it. Then they talk about some, oh, well, Zoro had advanced armament all along because Oda said he specialized in armament. I'm like, all right, bro. But my point, though, with the Conquerors, they're like, no, 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 Zoro killing Kaido, Luffy not doing shit. Okay. We get to this chapter. What happened? This nigga, Luffy, get back up. Said, when you hit me with your mace, I was trying to figure out what the fuck happened. And I was trying to figure out, too, because Luffy not no bitch. He's not about to just fall down from one attack like that. Nigga say, you coat yourself in conquerors. I'm like, dog, I've been saying this shit all along. It's the only way it makes sense for Shanks to be a Yonko. He only got one arm. His conquerors gotta be fucking crazy. Niggas stepped on the boat with Whitebeard's crew, all these niggas passing out, the Moby Dick fracturing and shit. He taking a step, the plank, the floorboards breaking. I'm like, dog, he different. But why? Because he always coded in conquerors.
And
Son.
it's so dope to me because it's one of those things where it happens and you go like, obviously that makes sense. Like everyone's like, yes, we're on board. But the problem was that I could always point to Whitebeard and be like, why him? It didn't work the same way. I could make the excuse for Shanks. Shanks maybe like you can make whatever excuse you want for the chapter. I'm not taking that as seriously because he went to save Luffy. Blah blah. He claims he bet his armor in the next generation. So I get what that means symbolically. So I just take it that way. It's symbolically him passing the torch to Luffy, the next generation. So that is what it is. Isolated incident, and then with Blackbeard, we can already make the excuse that like, as much as he's a veteran pirate, this is him really taking the captain role on. We haven't necessarily seen him use conquerors and anything like that, and he's just an outlier in terms of the way that he fights because his fights are pretty much like slapboxing. Like, all right, I'm gonna slap you now. Now it's my turn, and I hit hard, right? So like, that's how he fights. So it's always like, why Big Mom and Kaido? Like, what's different about them? Like, I'm like, is it Kaido's dragon scale? What's going on? But like, this explanation makes sense to me, and I love the way Luffy figures it out and starts using it because to me it makes perfect sense. Definitely, he's still using. I still think he's using like some armament that Abdel said earlier, but I think he's using
Of
the.
course.
He's flowing. In my opinion, the Conqueror is the same way he learned to flow Ryoyu. That's why we
Mm-hmm.
had that little scene with Hyogoro, the flower, just like a second before. So I think all he did was, like I said in my video, was like press R2, switch to fucking wheel, and then now he's using a different a different attack. So he went from like fire, switch to element to fucking lightning type beat. So I was like, oh my god, this makes to me. I can imagine people like bugging seeing this, and like this makes sense to me, and I think he's ready.
And, and honestly, it makes more sense that he grasped it quickly because, like you said at the end of your video, and you live reacted, you're like, Sanji got affinity for observation, Zoro got affinity for armament, Luffy got affinity for conquerors. So that explained why he was struggling so much when he was trying to learn real because armament don't come as naturally for him. But
Mm-hmm.
since he the conqueror, he got the qualifications of the king. We've seen him flex this shit so many times. It's like breathing for him. He was like, it's the same concept but
Mm-hmm.
it's easier. And you just started using it. You're like, oh, okay, okay, I got this. That's all you got to do. Like he said, I got this. 1v1, about to whoop his ass.
He's like,
I'm
y'all.
ready for
He's like, y'all go downstairs. I got it.
it.
He's like, oh, downright punch is how you do Hadouken. I got it. Everyone leave. I can fight. I can combo now. I can do fireballs. I'm good. So that was good. I also liked the part where Law does the injection in his neck. And he's like, bro, these guys' abilities are just weird. Like, he just fucking hits him like, bro, Law put in so much work on the low. I love, he's my MVP until just now. Until the end of the chapter.
Did you see when he pulled up the curtain?
The curtain?
I was like, when
Yeah.
did he use that? I was like, what the fuck? New?
Some defensive shit. I'm like, that's dope. It kind of reminds me of literally like the medical curtains that you like. That's what. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what it is. Like that was sick. Okay, so let's talk about the Zoro thing. Now I don't know where everyone else stands. I've always been literally either or for Zoro. If he has Conqueror's Hockey, I'm not bothered in the slightest. If he doesn't, I'm still not bothered. To me, what I've always appreciated about the character of Zoro is I feel like Zoro's not destined for anything. Zoro is literally just a product of blood, sweat, and tears and hard work. He was just some nigga in Ace Blue. He said, swords raw, I'll be the best at it. All right? This is why this is why I was always against him being like, oh, he's actually the secret son of the Shogun. I'm like, that's whack. Fuck all that inherited, scripted destiny type shit. Like, no, Zoro's just a self-made dude. That's way more raw. That he doesn't have all of that.
I like that trope. Just like not everybody got to be like, okay, well, his bloodline and due to this, he was fated to do that. Nah, nigga, I just worked. I was just in the field. I was just in the
Yup.
I
The
was
field,
just
putting in work.
I was getting them gains. You know what I'm saying? Because Zoro lived by the way that Zafira has put into the kingdom by the blade.
The
Blade.
Right? So I always felt that like because he has some obviously Luffy and Zoro have a lot of parallels to Rayleigh and really can use it. It would never bother me if somehow he unlocks it down the line. But I do think that what happened this chapter wasn't him using it though. I think Kaido mistaken it because somehow he got through his conqueror defenses. So he's like, wait, because he didn't seem certain. Like when he was talking about Luffy, he was certain. He's still glaring at me. He's a conqueror. Then when Jordan is like, wait, does that rat also have conquerors? I think it was just because of Odin and Odin's sword, Enma, and him just exerting all the power he had left on the brink of falling down that he was able to hurt him. I think somehow he was able to break through. I don't think that he actually exerted any conquerors in that moment, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Oh,
No, go ahead, Simi.
nah, cause I mean, what I gotta say is gonna make some Zoro fans mad, boy. But I'm actually in agreement with Yeti. I don't mind if he got it or not. But wow, my blue truth is this: he don't got it
Mm-hmm.
at all. That was all En was doing. That was Zoro's doing. I actually believe that freaking Enma exerted fucking Odin's hockey. Honestly,
I mean, the spirit is they could sense his spirit and everything because even Kaido's able to recognize it after a while.
Enma is like Enma is like on some freaking soul edge type shit. It's a freaking cursed sword, you know? It's just
Freaking
like
Muramasa.
yes, all of that shit. I don't know if
Mhm.
y'all played the fucking PS2 game Shinobi, but that game had a cursed sword too, and it's constantly eating your health. And I'm like, bro, so if Enma literally fucking eats at your life force, right?
Mhm.
And this nigga well, both him and the narrative is constantly bringing up, showing the fact that uh, Odin's swords was one of the only things that was able to hurt him. Type B. Now Zoro got one of Odin's swords and he's hurt him. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not Zoro doing that. That's fucking the sword itself.
Mhm.
That of course this is not. I am not trying to downplay Zoro's strength and his capabilities, but Enma's carrying.
Yep.
That's my blue truth. I believe that Enma freaking emitted Odin's fucking hockey when he did that slash. Shit, it could be mixed with Zoro's as well, since it's now eating his.
Mhm.
But I do believe that yeah, that was mostly fucking Odin shit hurting fucking
Yes.
Kaido.
I
You
feel.
see,
Go ahead.
it's interesting that you guys said that because when I first read the chapter, I felt the same exact way that you two feel because I was like, okay, go back to the thing: Sanji Affinity Observation, Luffy Affinity Conqueror, Zoro Affinity Armament. So I felt like he used so much armament hockey with so much force that since he broke through Kaido defenses, he thought he had conquerors. So he
Okay.
thought he had conquerors, but Zoro's like, I don't got that shit. What you mean? I'm just trying to fucking cut you, nigga. like, so like when I first read it, that's what I thought. But then I woke up, and then I started speaking to some other people. I was like, I kind of feel like a hater for thinking that way. So maybe he do got it, but I'm just like, y'all. I don't want to be like, the safe answer, but it don't really bother me whether he got it or not. I've always leaned towards him not having it because I just like Zoro to be raw without any like destiny attachment to him, just like you, Naya. Because it's cooler that way.
Yeah.
Zoro, you not no conqueror, you not no fucking bloodline nigga. You just some random dude pick up swords, put in the work. He raw. He beat niggas asses.
I also think it's a testament to his literal power and strength if he was able to just forcibly do that though. Like that's still impressive, whether or not
Mm-hmm.
it's a conquerors. But I think all will be revealed in due time. But I thought it was an interesting conversation to have just to make sure that I want to see where we were at here. But let's talk about the delusional Zoro fans for a second
I
because
was just about to ask if we go on address them
yeah,
niggas.
let's segue into that because I think this is like this is sad to me because they have literally done the thing that I think Nintendo fans do that make me laugh. They will fabricate a rumor from the crease of their fucking anus, run with it, believe it, make and put it in their bio, and it doesn't happen, and they're fuming. You made this up? No, you bought into the Fiji Mugiwara map being nonsense. Whenever talk about Zoro killing Kaido Club, you bought into the fucking nonsense. That's what you did. You saw all this shit and you believed the nonsense because it was in line with the character you really liked, so you wanted to believe it. You were always delusional. This was never going to happen. I don't know what the fuck y'all was thinking. And now that it didn't happen, you're dropping One Piece. I can't believe Oda did this. Zoro's character has been ruined. He's not being consistent with his portrayal. No, you're a fucking moron. That's what you are. And it's okay. You can't always be right. I was wrong about what I thought Hawking was gonna do. I was wrong. It happens. I had expectations for what he was gonna do with his ability and didn't happen. I took my L and I moved on. What are you guys doing? Crying. What? It makes no sense. You do I'm literally popcorn just look at this. He's malfunctioning. His brave short circuited. Oh, look at you, idiot. You had all three swords down your throat, and look at you, goofy. It's so funny to me. It's so fucking funny because they literally made this up. This was a completely community fabricated, not belief, delusion. And then it happened, and now they're upset. It's so laughable to me. They're so stupid.
There's two funny things that I find about it. One, I really have this sneaking suspicion that that whole uh Zoro killing Kaido gimmick is an entirely Western thing. I
Yes.
have a
Yeah.
very sneaking suspicion that not a single one of them domestic One Piece fans remotely fucking thought that, let alone give a fuck if that nigga. So, that's what I'm finding funny because it's like, bro, y'all just making us seem like we got no type of brain, no type of intelligence, no type of nothing over here.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
two, Zoro literally had a feat by freaking blocking
Over his
fucking
sovereignty.
yes, Yonko tag team move and surviving, bro. That's that whole toxic freaking toxic masculinity fan base mentality
Nah, yeah.
where if it's not just an decisive W, if it's anything less than a decisive W, it's an L. Nigga, no. He took a freaking tag team move, blocked it, and survived. And not only did he survive, he did one last thing after that before dropping. What the fuck is going on? That's a W. That's a feat. That shows how so much of his durability, his intestinal fortitude, his
Bro,
determination, all of that.
that's what
And
I'm
for the fact
saying.
that people are completely ignoring that and saying that he's ruined because he didn't kill Kaido. Hey, y'all funny. Y'all some funny ass people.
Bro, I seen a tweet. This nigga said he dropping One Piece. He got tears in his eyes talking about some Zoro used Ashura for the first time in 500 chapters, and he couldn't even bring Kaido to his knees. How could you ruin him like this?
Let's
I'm
go,
like, nigga.
brother.
I'm like, nigga. He cut Kaido,
He
the
scarred
only other
him.
person we
He said
know.
that's leaving a scar, bro.
Yes, bro. The only other person we know that did that was a Odin, and that nigga was a beast. He was going toe to toe with Prime Whitebeard. Like Oda literally has been feeding these Zoro niggas since we've been on the fucking rooftop. He cutting fire. This nigga using Dragon Twister against Kaido's Dragon Twister attacks.
Right?
He blocking tag team Yonko attacks. He using Ashura. Like, nigga. Like, you can't even say your plate not full.
That's crazy. So quietly in the mud and JD on his cloud nine. That's wild.
Yeah, well, they can still
Time.
get.
And
They'll probably still attacking for Sanji though. Oh my god.
no, this is my thing, right? With the whole Zoro killing Kaido thing. Okay, you believe it. I thought it was nonsense from the start, but
Yeah.
fine, that's what you believe. A lot of One Piece theories are reaches, if you will. Like nobody knows what the fuck gonna happen. So when you get one right, you're just like, oh, I knew it. You get super excited because the possibilities are endless.
Mhm.
But the way these niggas was acting when you say you don't subscribe to that theory, calling you stupid, saying you don't pay attention to One Piece, saying all the signs are right there in your face. I'm like, nigga, what story are you reading? I need to see that because the One Piece that I read, every time the Straw Hats had a common enemy, Luffy always fought the head honcho and he defeated them. Zoro always fought the right hand man and he defeated him. And Sanji always fought the third strongest in the organization. It's been a constant theme since Alabasta. Like, bro, where did this come from? Talking about some Zoro got Yuma, who was the dragon killer, and then when they go into Wano and Kaido's a dragon, then Zoro's gonna
Thank you for
surpass
all the
Yuma's
follows, by
legend
the
And
way.
and kill.
then what happened after that?
Mhm.
I'm
What
like,
happened?
bro,
That nigga gave
then
it back.
he gave it back. He gave the sword back. I'm thinking, okay, he gave the sword back. You know, that was gonna happen when he came back to the land of Wano. So where are we going from here? Niggas talk about something. No, he got Emma now. Emma was the only sword that cut Kaido. Odin couldn't kill Kaido, but now Zoro's gonna kill Kaido because he's the chosen one to come from Wano because he's from Shimotsuki Village, and Shimotsuki Village was named after Shimotsuki came from Wano. So I'm like, bro, you see all the reaching and jumping through loops that you're going to get to this destination? You don't find yourself crafting a theory that's a little bit far fetched? It don't seem a little far fetched to you? Oh my goodness. It
It's
just
just
don't make
crazy.
no sense whatsoever.
They made it up. It was an
Com-
illusion, a fabrication. It's not real.
Mhm.
It's fiction. Like it's just so funny to me. It's just cause all I have been with Zoro so far is impressed. Like he is that
Exactly.
dude. He is going
I'm telling you.
crazy. I'm so impressed with him. I'm like, bro, he's snapping from the cutting fire to taking that attack to still going through it to actually wounding, scarring, drawing blood from Kaido, all that. And he's not done. You know he's gonna get back up because you know how tenacious he is. He's not done. It's temporary. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Oh yeah. All right. Let me get Alan in here for a second. Give me a second to get in here. I don't know if he's in. I don't know if he's in my Discord. But dude, what do you think? Kid and Killer are gonna do?
Fuck. That's a big ass.
Just
I don't have
Yeah.
a fuck.
because like, they're separated. He's like, all right, we got this. Let's go. And he they both did. And I'm like, you look like you went very eagerly. So I'm like, I hope you had a you have like a plan because I didn't know. I didn't realize that he still had that much scrap metal left. Like the one I remember when he was carrying it up the thing in Wano. I thought he had basically used all that already when he made the cockpit machine thing.
Mm.
So
Maybe they might have a freaking sky battle a la Reborn type shit. Maybe he might try to freaking still try to force Big Mom into the water, or maybe they might, they might like clash in midair and then like go through the fucking go through the castle and fight on like a completely secluded floor. I really don't have a clue, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that nigga finna do. All I know is that he got a lot of scrap with him.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how this nigga Kaido called Big Mom an invalid?
Yeah. That's why I was dying. I'm like, bro, do you know how angry I am if I call somebody an invalid? Like, I'm like, yo, you're a degenerate invalid. Like, that's how I know. I'm like, I'm upset at you. So he's like, bro, is she? He really went. Is this bit serious? Oh my goodness, that shit is so funny.
Oh man, he said she washed. Oh, that shit had me fucking weak.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yeah, he was pissed. He said, "How you the only one to catch a ring out? Bitch, get the fuck."
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what Big Mom's gonna do with Prometheus, since he asked for a favor.
For a favor.
I'm wondering what that's all about.
and I felt like the sky started to change a bit when it happened. You know,
Mm.
like it started to open up a little bit. So,
What's up, y'all?
hey, what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
How you doing, man? Go ahead,
How
man.
y'all?
How you felt the chapter, man? How you felt the chapter?
Oh,
my God.
how I felt? Nigga, you seen my nigga Luffy out there? Know what I'm saying? Putting numbers on the board and shit.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
You know how we come through, nigga? Big Monkey D family shit.
Yes, sir. Oh my god, this chapter was incredible. I think it's actually a 10 now that I think about it. I think even a 9. But
Yes,
it's
let's
Yeah,
go. I was
10
waiting for you to say it.
Steven was on my ass earlier too. He's like, bro, how you give it a 9? I'm like, you're kind of right. You're kind of right.
You know, what more could you ask for? from them?
Literally. So, well, yeah, my guy, Cool Cash Mafia. What you doing? How you doing? How are you doing? Chi in the chat.
Nah,
you're...
this nigga Nia be having me so mad. I watched this video last week. I thought that shit was like top 10 chapters in One Piece ever. Nigga said it was a 9. I was like, nigga, what you mean? I watched this week. He said it's also a 9. I'm like, damn, what it take for a 10?
Oh my goodness. goodness.
Hey, Luffy
Sometimes
got to put that nigga Kaido down in 3 hits for it to be a 10.
Yes, sir. That's what we
it
waiting
happens
on.
sometimes where like sometimes I'm like, you know what, it's not really a 10. I'll jump to a 9. Or sometimes I'm like, yo, this is like an 8. Nah, it's like a 9 or like a 10. Like it just happens. Like in the moment I kind of always tell, but after I've read it so many times, I'm like, nah, this is. Oh, it's Aaron's in the chat. What's going on? Do you think the
Bro,
changing
bro,
clouds
I've been
kid saw
tweaking off
dragon
this.
related, or looking too far into it? Because Kaido's thing changes when the sky changes when Kaido like turn into a dragon and whatnot. I low key think it's Big Mom related. I don't know though because Kid saw it when he was gonna go to the edge to do something to Big Mom, but I'm not entirely sure. Did you guys talk about how Conqueror Hockey functions now? Like what we were talking about? Yeah, we spoke about it a bit. We'll circle back in a second, but we spoke about it earlier. But the Conqueror's thing is good, and I like that we've gotten it immediately. So now we don't have to really wait. So now he'll be doing that all the time. Because Law's like, bro, he's not even touching him. I'm like, dog, this is the shit Roger and Whitebeard were doing. This is so gas. Like, it looks mad cool, too. Like, I think the way that it's drawn is cool. I love it.
Hey, bro, you know what I like when I was thinking about it earlier, I was laughing. Cause Pat, I know you don't fuck with SpongeBob, so you might not laugh at this, but y'all remember, bro,
I don't
like
like
SpongeBob
SpongeBob
was trying
either.
to get into that.
Oh yes, I know exactly what
He
you
was
about
trying
to
to
talk
get into
about.
that little muscles down, bro, and like Patrick beat himself up. And the dude was like, bro, you whipped his ass
No,
without even
that
touching
was
him.
funny.
That's all I was thinking about when Law was like, he's not even making contact. He's like, whooping this nigga ass without even touching him.
No, that's one of the funny seasons of SpongeBob. SpongeBob got some funny seasons.
And what I've enjoyed about Kaido so far is that he's one of the few villains in One Piece that, like, every time that someone is, like, catching, like he's being pushed and challenged in any sense, he's like, yo, this is fun. Like, he's having a good time. Like I appreciate that. Like, you know, Straw Hat, the light in your eyes never go out. Instead of being like, you know, obviously when it's really about to go down, you're gonna see his real disposition. But I was speaking with Nat a little bit earlier, and when I told Nat that I thought Luffy was ready, he's like, nah, he's not. And I spoke earlier when I was saying that I think he has all the tools that he needs right now. I'm not saying he's stronger than Kaido, but the one thing about Luffy that makes this shit so dangerous, especially in the realm of Conqueror's Hockey, is who in the flying fuck in this series has more willpower than this nigga? Who? Show me. Point him out. Point him out. Because they don't exist.
Don't exist.
It's Luffy. So this is a big deal to me, because I'm like, what I think is gonna happen is his will is just gonna keep increasing. You're not taking him down. And I wasn't sure how I felt about this before. I want to see how it happened first, because you know the hockey blooming in battle thing. But I kind of like that One Piece is one of the few shonens that I can't say that, but that emphasizes the fact that the best experience is literally just experience, right? You could practice 3-pointers all the time, but until you are in a game going game speed with people defending on you, you don't know how much of a good shooter that you are. So you can practice this shit all you want, but until you apply it in battle, you're not going to be good at it. So like the fact that now he's in the corner, and after he's in the corner, and now his hockey's starting to bloom, and the fact that this is like his specialty and he's using it in the Rio way, I'm like, yeah, he's ready. I don't know if he can defend himself yet. That's what I'm interested in seeing, because right now he's using it offensively. I'm wondering if like someone's gonna attack him and like shit's gonna bounce off him. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh, like, I 101% agree with you. Being ready does not necessarily mean that Luffy is stronger than Kaido. I do not believe that Luffy is stronger than Kaido in any way, shape, or form.
same.
But the fight is now on an even field. Now, I can't use this analogy because I don't want to spoil Pat, but if you remember, Yeti, just think about the last fight in the Seven Devil Knight arc in Kinnikuman.
Mhm.
You know, we're not fighting a pristine, just made his entrance Kaido. We fighting a Kaido that literally just fought the fucking Akazaya 9. They was hitting him.
Mm-hmm.
Just fought
Okay, I need to talk about now.
and just fought 3 out of actually no 4 out of the worst generation niggas on top of that, and they was doing damage too. So Kaido's not at 100%. He's taking a lot of fucking damage. Period. I don't care what nobody say it. He's been fighting for a while.
I want to point out that, you know, that is true, but Luffy also kind of tired, but that is just how it happens, because damn, who else was it? Because Luffy done had other fights where like niggas get tired out, or he has to
Yeah,
wait until it's like a lot of
Dressrosa.
outside sources happen for him to get to the fight on even ground. But once the fight's on even ground, Luffy always starts catching up to niggas and overpassing them.
Yeah, so it's like it's not like when Kaido first pulled up and one shot him, right? No, this is a
Hmm.
Kaido that's been fighting for a while, been fighting mad niggas, and has taken damage from damn near all of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I 100% believe that the playing field is now even. We're both tired. We're both been taking damage, and now Luffy has finally has gotten the missing link, aka he can now do damage to it. He's not doing zero anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's
Hmm.
ready. He's ready. He's fucking ready. All right.
He was
Hello.
breathing hard too. What's up, Lizard? He's like, oh, you guys could have joined me. Huff, huff. Like he's breathing hard. Like he's putting in work. I still think he
Damn.
has. I still think he's hiding a lot because I still want to know why his fruit is still a mythical fish, Zoan.
Mm.
So I still think there's just something he's hiding. So there's something we just don't know because this Kaido has been impressive, but I'm still not sure why he's a thing. You call him a thing creature. Like I'm waiting for that moment where I really understand why they keep describing him in that manner. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, you're saying we haven't seen his final form.
so I don't know. There could be. I don't know, man. There's something he hiding. So Chopper kills Kaido Club, or time will come soon. Stop it.
Hello, Siamese.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's pause on that for a little bit. And talk about is it Theo 6? Theo 6 for My Hero? What chapter are we on? Is that Theo 5 or Theo 6?
308.
Theo 8?
308.
Wow, I'm way behind. Wow. I mean, I'm way off. All right. You start us off. How do you feel with the chapter?
You already know, man. We was on break last week, you know what I'm saying? My goal had to get his rest in. But we came back here to show off some motherfucking new moves and some new skill, baby. You already know my goal. Already put it in the work. Now we were talking about this because we were trying to figuring out how what the quirks were for the other successors. But when we figured out each successor had basically had the number for their name, and Japanese names had different meanings. When we figured out the other successor was I think the fifth successor, sixth successor was his shit was his name was N. They figured out it was a smoke quirk, and then based off how Deku pulled up at 307, it was like, okay, we think he's using his quirk already. But now in this chapter, it's more so you can see the vestiges actually communicating with Deku, giving him advice as long as he was going on. Because
But I said that's what they were gonna do. They should be the one that's training him to use their abilities while he's in the field.
exactly.
Yeah, I thought that he was gonna be told about them while he was in the coma. So I'm pretty sure like he knows all the other ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they told him the second and third one. We just didn't get to see that yet. I'm waiting for that to be shown.
Hold on, wait a minute. Alan. Wait, Alan, what's your name on Twitter?
Mine, King Allen 12.
Oh, Patrick. Oh, man, I should have known it was you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I fucking know it was the goal. Damn, that's crazy.
1 second. Does this mean Aokiji and Kaino have more stamina than Kaido? They fought for each other for days. I don't know because we don't know. Was it 10 days consecutively? Because Luffy fought Thing for a lot of hours, but there was a moment where he technically sort of retreated and came back. So you don't know how it went. Maybe if they went hard for like 4 days and then there was like hide-ins, slanging magma, throwing ice behind cover type beat. I don't know. So that remains to be seen. But I like this chapter. I saw someone say he had like a Luffy moment. Do you mean the way that Luffy beat like Bellamy twice, the same way that Deku beat Muscle twice? If that what you mean, I
don't
get
know
what you're
why
saying.
Mustang even came through with this shit on his Baki gimmick. Talk about, oh, the only thing I want to do is fight you. I want to be a power. Shut up.
Hey man, listen. I distinctly recall some of y'all talking about, hey man, I'm tired of these villains having side backstory. I just need a nigga that just want to throw hands and be evil. So there you go. This nigga said, hey, keep the therapy for some other nigga. Me,
Okay,
I be
but
trying to kill him.
like
Hey,
know who you are. Like if I'm Jordan and you're like a bum talking trash, like know who you are. Like don't talk to me. You're not in my league. like have some perspective. He's not wrong.
Hey, Gianni, listen. I'm not listen. I'm not no heretic. I never switch up on Orochi. Fuck that fandom. They can choke on.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
We're
hey,
on
listen, man.
stream.
I,
PG-13.
I
Come
always
on,
said,
we Disney, baby.
hey, oh yeah, you Disney. Screw that fandom. They gonna choke on a brown item that stinks and come out a dog's behind.
Hey, nah, bro. I remember this last, like when the last chapter came out, people was talking about, yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight. Deku's out of the hospital. He's not gonna be able to just beat Muscular like that. I'm looking at the chapter like, nigga, what are y'all talking about?
That nigga
Like,
was
bro, he
getting
came
that.
with
Unless
a whole
Muscular
new
was in
moveset.
there putting in working out, I'm like Deku only got stronger. This should be easier for him. That's
Like,
why.
bro, Deku
See-
couldn't even fight when he beat Muscular.
Hey, and Shindo put in that work because
Yeah, he did.
because it was because thanks to Shindo that his fucking muscle fibers wasn't acting properly and they started busting out of control, and that's why Deku got that last shot through. But Muscular not down for the count just yet.
Nah, when it comes to fights, I mean, I'm not even caught up yet. I'm about to be in like 2 days, but when it comes to fights, niggas really underestimate Deku. Like the nigga, I would even venture to say is a tactical genius. He will study how you attack and approach him. Take note of that. And when it comes to like just scrapping with niggas, pain is not a factor in stopping this man. He gonna keep going.
Nigga
In
gonna
a
steal your
fight,
moves too.
in a fight, Deku is who these niggas think Eren is. Eren don't never show me
Well,
no fucking tough shit in no fucking fight.
Hey, talk.
This nigga Deku,
Talk.
he'll have his bones smashed. He's
Yes,
still
sir.
gonna keep coming, bro. Nah,
Eren
niggas
can't
need to
even
respect
fight.
that kid.
Madman, bro.
it's like, bro, listen. It is so funny because both Deku and Luffy have such high battle IQs, and I don't understand why the fan bases at large are not seeing this. Deku literally had a freaking notebook about every single little thing that All Might did and does at the time, right? That boy is studious, son. Why are we underestimating him? That nigga's no slouch. Like, bro, I, I don't know why people don't understand the fact that fighting is a thinking man's game.
Yes, sir.
Simple as that. The
Now,
nigga who's thinking ahead, the nigga who's thinking 2, 3, 4 steps ahead, 9 times out of 10, they are going to fucking win.
you know what's funny? Because a lot of people kind of misinterpreted when Deku did do 1,000,000%, and they kind of forgot how the Muscular fight went. When he was punching Muscular at 100% breaking and shit, Muscular told this nigga, "Hey, I can see all your moves like telegraph, bro. You're not slick. Like everything you doing, like if you really hit me with a 100% punch and I wasn't blocking, maybe I go down, but like I'm seeing the shit coming, so I'm just blocking it. You're not really doing shit to impress me. But the way he got him was Deku had to stick his fucking hand through that nigga's tendons and flip each finger back until there wasn't any more meat, and then use the punch. It was like you see that brute force shit didn't get him nowhere. He was just like battling back and forth. Now here he used like all his fucking brain power he could with some help from the fucking the previous successor, and then they got using Black Whip going around, and then he's like, okay, you know what? This is how he beat him on a different scale. And then as we said, the fight's still not completely over, but this is how he got the upper advantage in this regard. And
I
plus,
wanted to
I-
say,
that nigga was
I like how he's using the tools to emulate his quirks. Since it'll help him get a better feel of how he should use them, when to use them, and all that. Especially because he was overusing his smoke quirk. Now he has if he has a little smoker, he can know like, oh, all right, I only need to use this much, cover up this little area over here. And also that it also answered my question on how how are people not gonna recognize? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, look at this costume you wearing. Like niggas know you. You went to UA.
you were on like fucking the sports festivals. They said it's bigger than the fucking Olympics. Niggas know,
Like, bro.
niggas watch out for the first years because they're like, all right, these generations, these niggas get raw. These niggas like even it was a scene. He was on the train. Everybody was like, hey, you the kid from the festival. Even Jitsu recognized like, hey, that's a psychopath nigga.
And then not only that, like when the overhaul fight was reported, or when the overhaul incident was reported, like it like wasn't Deku's name, and like don't people know that he the one who beat Overhaul last? Like you did that shit fully in the sky, and everybody seen that.
Hey man, I even watches the news. Damn. I'm gonna give it a pass. This is not as egregious as like people never knowing who someone in Tower or God is. I just don't understand that shit. Like, how you gotta know who Urek is? I just don't get it.
Like Simi said, don't they got Google? And
Oh man.
yes, they
Google,
do.
Emily. I thought this shit was based on power recognition and influence, but what the hell do I know? I'm just black.
Nah, Juice in Pure Life. I already told people, I don't know why y'all trying to clown Shindo. Like, Muscle ain't a top tier fucking villain. And y'all just got, I guess because he got taken out early, yeah, kind of like his perception got skewed. That nigga a fucking threat. Shindo did put in his work, and then it came back even further. Again, it helped out Deku with this shit.
It's very simple. Do you remember the title of one of my anime manga head podcasts? Because I was kind of making fun of my friend Grim a little bit, where he's basically I was like with Grim, if the character can't, if the character even the character can't fight, if the character don't win fights, the character is trash, right?
Yeah, I was actually about to say that. That's also kind of Horikoshi's fault. Every time Shindo's on the screen, he loses.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where actually, this we can tie it back to Zoro, where they tie all of Zoro's in self worth to his combat ability. When Zoro himself is a cool character in terms of the way he challenges Luffy as a captain and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like he and like how I was talking about the fact that I respect Zoro as a self-made swordsman from the weakest sea who's striving to become the best. Like there's so many facets of his character that's interesting, but all the community wants to know who can lift me who that's all they care about. So when he's not doing that, he whack, and it's like, how about his actual character? But what the hell do I know? So with these things, they're not gonna pay attention to those moments and small things that he did because in the fact, at the end of the day, Shindo was the reason why those like tendons or whatever got cut and stuff. So. But they're not going to give him the credit he deserves because he lost the fight. And a lot of these people, they only understand tying a character's like worth to combat. Now, don't get it twisted. There's certain characters that it makes sense to do that with. I would argue like a Hibari in Reborn, a Kenpachi in, you know, like those characters. Their whole personality is pretty much like designed around like I'm a meathead. I want to beat you to death type beat. That's different. So. But they don't know that because like like One Piece fans would make you think like Zoro and Sanji hate each other. They are rivals, you know. They're contentious, but they will protect each other. They are on the same side type beat, but they'll make it seem like it's not like that. So in the case of My Hero, like earlier, I can't remember who said it. How people underestimate how fucking strong and smart Deku is. I'm not gonna give him that credit because you know what the agenda is, man.
Oh, speaking of which, Jordan, I'm glad you brought this up. People, of course, a lot of people didn't notice Deku was actually in a couple of panels. You can see Deku actually holding his arms when he is using Blackwood.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, those niggas in that fandom, which I will not speak of because I despise them, pure from the bottom of my heart. We'll not speak on it anymore since we Disney Plus now, and I speak how I feel.
No,
this will
Disney.
be off Disney Plus. I promise you. So moving on. What I will say is that give it a chance to play out. Did y'all see him say, "Oh, let me go 50% and act like nothing happened"? No. Like, did you even see a percentage? No. He's y'all bugging over the arms like, bro. And nigga didn't just say, "All right, let me use 65%, smash and keep it going." No, he didn't use a percentage not one time, and that was for a specific reason. Like that hasn't been on screen. He mainly using black weapon smoke, and that ain't got nothing to do with his arms. Like he could literally see if they could hold in his shit back more so than anything. Like he waited till literally the last shot to fucking use that shit. So come on now. But once again, that people in that fandom don't have a lick of patience, and I'm really getting tired of them. Because if you want to see what drafting look like in screen time, step into the TOG fandom. Then you really be upset. Fuck out my face talking about some screen time left to the wayside. You know what got left to the wayside? Talk to your princesses, nigga. That's who got left to the wayside. All the regulars from season 1 got left to the wayside. I'll show you what left to the wayside look like. Keep playing with
me. Nah, this is you bring up something that I was thinking about. I just wish I remembered the fuck I was gonna piggyback off. But damn. That's crazy. I completely lost my train. I don't know what happened. I looked up, I looked down, and the thought was gone. Wait, hold on.
Impatience?
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm a firm believer of you're allowed to judge what we have. I don't think you actually have to wait a million chapters for things to happen. My problem is the extreme takes. The temperate just a tad, and then it goes a long way. By which I mean this, right? Um, People will say like, Kid is being portrayed the same way as Luffy. Kid is so raw. He's the greatest. He's the GOAT. You guys are gonna see he's got awakening. His magnetism's gonna be good. He might not be as good as Hockey. Blah blah yada yada yada. All right. Now they don't get what they want. Kid is a bum, trash, wasted time, not properly this, that, and the third. Next chapter, Kid is something cool. Kid GOAT. Like, see, that's the shit I can't deal with. That's so wishy-washy, flippy-floppy, back and forth, seesaw nonsense. It is very easy for you to have a very tempered take. You could be like, not sure how I feel about this Luffy being able to go against Kaido right now, but I'll see how it plays out before I really speak on it. Wow. Do you see what I just did there? I voiced my concern without being a fucking dickhead. It's that simple. It's so easy. I don't understand why people have to be on the extreme opposite sides of the spectrum. There's a middle ground you can meet. I don't get it. It's so annoying. Just like, but yeah, like I said, and you could judge something, get new information, and then change your mind. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't like the idea that you can't judge the amount of chapters that you have now. Because if you could wait, you could do it now. But Jesus Christ, if some of these people just didn't have the largest knee-jerk reaction takes that are so far to one side of the spectrum, you wouldn't seem as wishy-washy. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna play out. I'm cautiously optimistic, and I'm kind of squint my eyes, looking to the camera, so you know what I'm saying? Like it's that simple. You don't have to yell every time. But
That's my thing too, because then when I was going off on Twitter the other day on that fan base, niggas trying to come to the defense like, well, like you said, well, we got the right to judge this and other. Yeah, okay, yeah, you could judge, but I'm not finna have you up here fake ass gaslighting when the chapter immediately drop. Oh, get gas, where to go, and then you wait 2 hours later to start questioning. All right, now let me think. Now it could go wrong in this section, this section, and then let me complain about this, that, and other, and then it's garbage, and then you want to switch up the next week. Oh, horror, God, never mind. All right, so how could this also go wrong? You can get the fuck out of my face. I'm not gonna have that whole fake gaslighting shit, bro. Like, either you're on the train or you're off. Like, good fucking lord, pick a side of the fucking fence to stick on, because the way you niggas be fucking hopping on that shit, Miracle couldn't compete with you. I promise you that. Fuck. God damn.
It's a really strange thing because it's like, yes, you can most definitely have an opinion on the content that we have, but there's layers to this. There's no point in speaking in facts and extremes when we're watching a fight play out because the whole fight didn't play out. When the fight fully plays out, then you can say, okay, this person A did nothing, person B did a little bit, and person C did a lot. Like, bro, you can literally lose round one and then win round two. This is not rocket science. When it comes to things like fights, you have to you have to temper yourself because you don't know what's gonna happen next. You don't know how the fight's gonna finish, and you don't know what the hell else is going to happen. There are numerous X values. Now, when it comes to things like lore and world building, and we only have X information for like an extended amount of time, then sure. But to say I'll put myself in a manga right now if I'm going up against Baddie A, and they're like, yo, Simi go, he just went through his training, top B, he about a low diff XYZ, this that, and the third, and the way the first chapter goes, I throw a hook, the nigga duck it, and then because I'm still in motion, I'm moving into his uppercut. He uppercuts me and I go flying. Oh, Simi trash, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Then the next chapter happens. Then what? I get the fuck back up. Then you call me goat again, nigga. It's a fight. Like you can't say that. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm rambling, and I'm just irritating myself thinking about it. But it's like, bro, until the fight is done, you cannot speak in extremes. You can't speak on what just happened, but to speak in facts and completely judge a character and their worth based off of one aspect in a fight, that's just flat out incorrect. Because then what happens when the rest of the fight plays out and they freaking turn the tables? Then what? I don't know, man. I'm
Actually,
tired.
I would try
You
two
know,
things in that real
a
quick
lot of
because
people. Oh my bad. What were
you
you
got
saying?
it, you got it, Alan, you got it.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like to put like some Dragon Ball fighting logic onto everything. Where it's like, oh, if you're just immediately if you're automatically stronger, then you should win, no problem. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in One Piece, it's not like that. If people are even, like there's matchups, different outcomes, like the environment. Like I remember in one of him's videos where he's talking about Majin, where it's like, bro, if you're fighting Majin in the in Impel Down, it really don't matter how strong you are. You're most likely gonna lose that shit. It's
Yeah.
like, 'cause this is his element. You know what I'm saying? You're not like, you have to deal with everything. He knows where everything's at, where how everything runs in here. He can overfill the whole place with poison if he wants to, because he don't give a damn about killing every single person in there.
He's got the license to do it. He's literally like it would like if he had to do that to stop pirates, he wouldn't get like in trouble for it. He has the license. He's like, you know better. When I'm fighting, get away. You'll get poisoned. Idiot. I'm like, bro. Like, help. I can antidote, please? Damn. Oh my goodness.
Boy had my boy Luffy lying out on the floor, man.
No, but it's okay. Actually, I have a question for you, East. I want to know your opinion on this for My Hero. When it comes to like, because I don't necessarily care about this, but it was just something that I think I saw in passing a couple of days ago, and I forgot to bring it up to you on Instagram when we were talking one day. How would you classify like the combat and fights in like My Hero, like in terms of like its strategic and tactical angle? Just out of curiosity.
It all depends. Like you said, like y'all agreed, the power system is more so an A than anything. It all depends on the versatility of quirks. Like how do you choose to use? Like how I would choose to use a quirk is different than how somebody else would choose to use their quirk. Like in the setting, just based off how Horikoshi has it, right? So let's say, I'm Tokiyami, right? I have a weakness in the day. I have the weakness in the daytime and towards light quirks, but being the fact that I got a way to combat that is that I can easily I can work around that, and I can use the strength of Dark Shadow to my advantage to create darker spots or darker plays. Like how y'all see in One Piece, like in the earlier fights, there were a lot of strategic ways to outmaneuver, like how they had to do this stuff when hockey wasn't as prevalent. They have their ways to get around fights and make this shit more creative. So I think it all depends on like who we're talking about and who and how you're using it specifically. Like what cadence like how Gentle was using his quirk was very creative compared to like stacking up the electricity down to make a fucking slam sandwich on Deku and using it to bounce around to maneuver get here and there. And like when him and Deku first started fighting, they jumped up into the fucking construction site and he made all the fucking things rubber and elasticity, so Deku couldn't really get him, and then he was using it to block Deku's air force to shoot back at him and shit like that. So like it all depends on what your quirk is and how you choose to use. Like Shoto's real bland and still, but that's part of his character. He's getting more up there because the more it's about having like he's only using his cold side, which is like of course, is like dead or whatever. Then the hot side, you can see that psycho side. But when they start coming more and more, you can start seeing in his character. But Endeavor, off rip, this motherfucker got the blast and the fire, and you can only see
Hey,
versatility everything he do. Like
Endeavor
all
was
the
like
nigga got.
Endeavor was the best quirk user for a minute,
Boy,
like in the
what
show.
that nigga just got that shit. Like, bro, this nigga got the moves to the fucking
Like he was
moves.
running off. He was running off walls, throwing like fire pillars, throwing little flame balls and shit. I was like, bro, this nigga cold.
Like that nigga is OD raw with this shit. Like, come on now, really. But yeah, I think it just
Uh,
depends like who you talk about, and who you use. Like you see in this chapter how Deku was using some of his multiple quirks, like using Danger Sense to dodge each move while using Black Whip, like he dodged like he's Spider
Yeah.
Man, and he
Deku
reminds you.
Parker.
Yeah, you remind you of a fucking Spider Man fight when he fighting like Rhino or some shit, like him using each quirk to outmaneuver this, that, and other. Because he can't use the full power he has because he's injured right now to take out that big fucking Hulk. So he said, "All right, let me use it a little bit smarter than just going boot head, me head, boo 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 boo." You know what I'm saying? Like Simi said, it's a thinking man's game.
I was just throwing my little 2 cents. Like, I feel like most of the time, the problem is when people read series, like, they're
That's
not
why.
paying attention to how it's being presented to them, and they're not fully grasping what type of series that they're reading. So like these niggas, they'll come into My Hero. Their only experience is like reading high octane action shit like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, where you got all these crazy ass action sequences, power ups in the middle of the fights and stuff like that. And they'll read My Hero, and My Hero is more like they'll emphasize a moment when they're using the quirk, but like as far as like action sequences go, it's not the cream of the crop or whatever like that. But it's more like he said, it's the application of the quirk, the situation, the dramatization of the moment, and the stakes. That's what makes a My Hero fight good. But these niggas want to see hands. They want to see niggas head waving, some Epo shit, Dempsey roll, bah, bah, bah. I'm like,
And
bro,
Pat,
yeah, like, bro, you
adding
have
on
to.
to adding on to what you say about them about like how they'll just focus on a single moment. That just goes back to how quirks aren't supposed to be anything special. They're just an extension of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like so, like going like in the Naruto, it's like when they have like a big ass transformation, it's because that's some special shit. Like nigga, you're fucking. I mean, excuse my language. You're the reincarnation of the child of God. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be having all that.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just
Actually, go
saying
ahead.
they
Go ahead.
gotta know what they're reading.
Simi, do you want to chime in real quick before I make
I
my
mean,
my big picture point?
yeah, it's you know, at the end of the day, fighting period is a thinking man's game. It's not just armchair statistics. That's the whole point. That's why, we have the whole fucking David versus Goliath thing. Fighting is not just, oh, I stronger than you, therefore I win. It's not that. And if you make it that, then you don't understand fighting. Simple as that. That's not a good fight, and that's not a good power system. Fighting is about so many X variables past the pure stats. And the fact that people don't understand that is, man, I don't know, man. I just it's whatever. I absolutely love how they fight in My Hero. Been loving it since fucking day one. Yeah, I keep telling y'all that I've been on the board since chapter fucking one. Whatever the fuck them other folk talking about, just because we not seeing individual panels of folk dodging each strike on some Dragon Ball shit that the fight's bad. Get the fuck out of my face.
Hey, that's
They
another.
literally have superpowers. Shut up.
That's another thing. Y'all gotta remember, they human. They're like actually human. These niggas experience fatigue. They literally told you quirks are like muscles. You exhaust this shit too much. You get tired. You
Overuse
see,
them.
yeah, you saw Endeavor was spamming Hellfire, Flash Fire, fucking curtains and shit. That nigga got exhausted. He was like, shit, I gotta keep moving. I'm overheating, but I gotta keep pushing. Like that's the reason he created Shoto because that fucking offside, so he could cool down the fire and have the perfect being. Like they suffer from like real world shit. That's why a lot of the fights don't last 10 chapters, 5 days. Niggas can't be fighting on islands and creating fucking half hot, half cold. Like I don't know what you expect.
Nigga
Those
say
niggas
Endeavor
couldn't
say he got to
breathe.
think a little smaller, man. Gotta
Yeah, he's
think
like, hey man,
big.
he's like, just bring it down. This the tiny bit, a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, I'm still human, bro. Yeah, I can do some crazy shit, but hey, you kind of wilding, bro. I'm like, but hey man, let's keep real. Like, Miracle was the best showcase of action,
I
and like, whew,
yeah.
she was showing up, motherfucker.
I bring it up because I found that like when it comes to kind of contemporary manga discourse, I feel like if fights aren't if people don't think the fights have like a like completely raw in terms of choreography or tactical is bad. Like it's got to be one of the two or some combination of those two. But I also think that people are kind of mistaken what a strategical fight is. Not that I even care. Like I think there's so many ways for a fight to happen. Like I don't necessarily call like Rob Lucci versus Luffy some tactical, but it was super duper emotional. The build up to that moment, right? And what matters and the stakes and what happens if in the event they lose, right? Even if they win, they still got to escape. Like there was so many variables, kind of adding some arbitrary things to that fight that just makes it better. Even if you didn't like the choreography, not that you can say that for that fight, because that fight is one of Oda's best choreographed fights. in the manga, and I still think it's the best fight in the anime. So that's me personally, because I don't like the idea that for a fight, for people to perceive that a fight is like that both combatants are extremely intelligent. I have to hear them monologue in their mind what they're gonna fucking do, where it's like I could just see it happening. And go, that was smart as fuck, and he didn't say shit. Like, do you know how many times I was reading Jujutsu Kaisen and Mahito would just do some shit, and I'm like, that was so fucking clever. What I'm gonna do is use this transmutation idol doll in point 0.1 seconds, and then I'm like, no, he just did some shit, came out the mouth there, punched a nigga in the face. I'm like, damn,
Yeah, no,
that was smart as shit.
that shit in Shibuya was pissing me off because I was experiencing everything when Yuji experienced that shit. Like he
Hey,
had
man,
a
me
little
too.
monologue and he's like, "I'm gonna do the, you won't see this one coming." Yuji running like, "Yo, get out the way before he hits you." He's like, "Huh?" He's like, "Bro, you good?" Next thing you know, that motherfucker transform, punch Yuji in the face, knock that nigga around. Mahito come out the corner. Dumbass nigga, like, "Yo, what's good with you, bro?" Like, I'm getting caught off guard the same time Yuji is like, "Bro, what the
That
fuck?
nigga
What's going
started
on?"
spinning the block on UG ass.
I'm saying, I'm like,
Right?
hey, yo, yo, yo.
Like I don't like this idea that I need to see fucking Corollo say monologue his entire plan from start to finish on the goddamn page for it to be hot. See, he's so smart. And it's like, no, this is whack. It's not a fight.
Reading
Oh yeah. I
So
wanted to say, niggas be talking about choreography, bro, and don't even be knowing what they be talking about. They're just
yeah,
throwing buzzwords around.
yeah, it's true. It's true. They don't really get it. But
Let me,
the reason why I want to ask you that, East, is because I feel that with One Piece, people downplay the kind of like brain work in the fight. And here's what I mean. One Piece is not the most like whatever series. Like it is like, but to me, I just think that people don't give the fights the nuance to combat as much credit as it deserves, because I think there's varying obviously varying levels of strength, styles, and abilities, and we spoke about the level of your creativity with your power. It's mostly going to define how good you are with your effort ability. Of course, you can master it and get awakened and stuff, but if you could honestly, One Piece is one of those things, and like even my hero is one of the things where I feel like you could have kind of a shit ability, but if you could just apply it in ways that are kind of smart or creative, or someone can't really predict, you can do something. You could do something with it. Like in One Piece, I find that some people are tanks. Some people have great hockey ability. Some are all rounders. Crocodile isn't a brawler, but I would argue that his devil fruit mastery is how he fights. Right. I think Doflamingo was the best well-rounded villain that we had seen in terms of all three types of hockey: devil fruit ability, devil fruit mastery, military might, status, and this nigga can fight in the air. Like, I don't think that they're taking in like Crocodile's words to heart, where like you really never know how two of the fruit abilities will match up. Because never forget that Magellan poison didn't work against Galdina's wax until he used the Hell Demon, right?
Candy
And
walk.
Candlewood. I love that. I love that shit so fucking much. And then Blackbeard to me, which is one of the most interesting combat figures I've ever seen. I'm like, this dude really? I don't think he's dodged a single attack in this fucking series. Any attack that was directed at him, it hit him. It hurt. He get up and hit you with some. That's raw. Like there's so many varying styles that are clashing about that, and I don't think people give it enough credit. I'm not gonna go lean so far and say, "Do you see? Only One Piece does this and it's pushing the envelope." I'm not going that far, but give it more credit. And I don't think My Hero is getting that much credit for their combat.
it's funny. It's because a lot of this is what I noticed too. Is that 100%, and this is a red truth. I do this with a red truth. As a matter of fact, Horikoshi is focused on moving the plot,
Is it red?
not fan service. Because when I see and I just peep what a lot of people be asking for, I'm like, but did we really need that? Based off everything Horikoshi does, a lot of fights actually move forward towards the plot. So like, did we really need this, or did y'all just kind of want to see it because it'd be kind of raw? And then when they admit, well, it's kind of be raw, and it wouldn't really add anything to these characters than other, but it would be kind of cool. So I'm like, you see, you just want fan service, and Horikoshi does it's more focus on the plot. So I kind of take the plot and my mangaka being focused on that and not fluffing too much and then fumbling because he's got his goal in mind. rather than let's fluff it up here, fluff it up there, and then get sidetracked and lose sight of what he was doing in the first place. So I'll take the less fan service. I mean, hey, he doing good by me and my side cast, and like I said, the kids are gonna come up post time skip when it's actually prevalent for them, and the other heroes are actually out the way, and it makes more sense. But that's my thing right there. So it's like, mm, okay, y'all just kind of y'all just
Nah,
doing a lot
see,
for
see,
fan
that's
service.
the thing. Is that's how I know these niggas is not paying attention. Cause Class 1A literally been on the front lines their entire freshman year. They're building so much more experience than I think any other class has built before them. You had this nigga Kaminari literally on the front lines blocking a lightning quirk and shit, being a lightning rod for all of them. Tokoyami out here saving Hawks. Bakugo and Deku and Todoroki on the front lines fighting the main baddies. Like, come on, bro. What more do they want?
That's what I'm trying to tell. I'm like, bro, y'all
They
do
want an
got
Ochako fight.
nah. I
Oh,
ain't.
brother.
I ain't even gonna. Nah, Petru, because you gonna get me started, and I'm tired. I'm tired of niggas. Y'all gonna learn what screen time mean today, boy. You gonna learn what development mean, and you gonna learn what screen time. I put my foot down. That ain't no. I'm red true.
Okay,
Ain't nothing wrong with Ochako.
just stay Disney.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with Ochako screen time or development. This is
At
what
all.
y'all want. Y'all just want her to reach the peak of her character and have a meathead fight. I'm not asking you, or this is you may think you want. No, I'm telling you because I know what the fuck it is. The truth is, ain't nothing wrong with her development. It keep going every time she's on screen. It's either her development. She's not sent to the side like some fucking love interest because she's not even half the shit that go on her don't even revolve around Deku. She be doing other stuff. Her shit is to save other people. She don't have to throw hands. What did they tell y'all at the beginning of the series? Not
Hey, bro.
everything is about fighting. What happened when y'all
Yep.
old big old raw niggas? Everybody didn't Deku get knocked the fuck down? Then Bakugo did, then Shoto. And guess what? Shigaraki's still leaving? Who had to cover their asses when them niggas was on the ground? Fucking all the other heroes still standing. And guess what? Who was saving people that also counts in the streets and from rubble and kids when your big three
Bruh.
niggas was in
Hey,
the mud?
that's also
Okay then.
people
Man, that's not a
ignore how
fight. I don't care about that. I'm joking.
but for people who do want to see her with more screen time and stuff, they ignore the fact that Deku, like her team, Deku's team in joint training only won because of her. She took out like 4 people by herself.
But oh no, they don't recall that. All they recall is Black Widow from that match. That's all they recall. They don't recall her folding Monoma, saving Deku herself, getting Shinso on board, fucking folding Poltergeist. Like y'all don't remember none of that shit though, huh?
So
Talk
putting
about
the
he ain't
hands
did
on niggas.
like damn. I can't wait till she has some screen time. She do something like, hello, wasn't Jordan trained just a couple hours ago? Y'all niggas still complaining? Didn't she at least do something in the war, during the war, and after the war? Hello, like screen time not the issue. Y'all just want the peak of her character and a meathead raw ooh ha ha fight.
It's
Say
not.
that. That's the truth.
No, I'm going to boost Yabuchu to a red truth. Allow me.
Is that
It's the
it's a
curse
purple
of
truth now?
Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh my god. What the hell do I mean by that?
We
Y'all
was
know
just
what I
talking
mean by
about
that.
that the other day.
All what they want something very specific. They want everybody to have a one-on-one fight and follow that formula with each arc. That's all it is. We don't have to have a big giant discussion. That's all they want. They want all the all of the kids at freaking 1A to have a one-on-one fight. No tag teams, no 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, 2-on-3s. No. They just want a one-on-one fight and they want the series to follow that formula. That's all it is. Yu Yu Hakusho does it. Freaking Hunter x Hunter did it. Bleach did it. Naruto did it. One Piece be doing it. That's what they want. That's all they want. It's not. This is not rocket science. I know. I cracked the code. They just want the one-on-one fights.
Shit, I need more 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s anyway. Fuck that, we jumping niggas.
Oh God. You
We
get them
jumping
from
niggas out
fucking.
here.
Hey man, listen.
Especially in One Piece. This is pirate manga. I need some. I told you. People look at me crazy when I say this. I'm like, bro, if Kaido was like Luffy, I challenged you to a 1-on-1 on the rooftop when he came up there, and Kaido had the entire crew with him. I would rate him for that. I don't care. I would give him props. I'm like, hey, pirates out, piracy out, man.
Luffy would have been dumb to come up there like that. What's wrong with you?
Now you've been wrong.
They're,
No, I'm joking.
they're conditioned to think that within a battle manga, thanks to how a lot of Shonen Jump's pillar series have done it. That everything needs to follow that. So if it is a battle manga, hell, it doesn't even have to necessarily be a battle manga. If it has battles in it that the character needs to have one-on-one fights with decisive wins. That's all they want. Because every time you get something that deviates just a little bit from that, there's complaints, there's freaking excuses out of the wazoo on how it's
Think
not good.
pieces.
All of that freaking bullshit. So that's all they want. It's a curse. It's a goddamn curse.
Y'all combine a red truth and a blue truth for a purple truth. That's new tech. You
Damn.
first time in
They call
history. We got
purple
purple
truth.
tech
Call
over
that
here.
shit the
Purple
Gojo
truth.
tech.
Okay. Yes, sir. Oh shit. The Gojo, the
Damn,
start of
damn.
Gojo tech.
Damn, he got the expansion pack. He
Ow.
got the Gojo's
Aka.
And
Murasaki.
I am
Mura.
I have not read a single chapter of fucking Juju Baba Doodoo, but I'm pretty sure that shit do that shit too. With that fucking
It,
one on
it's
one.
it's crazy because I'm always like much bigger of a fan when they deviate from that formula. Where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna throw you guys a bone for once. Togashi fans, I'm gonna give credit's due. I love the fact that Natara was the one that fought Miriam. Whether or not that he didn't defeat him that way, I'm like, you know what? To not have gone the MC fight the actual main antagonist, like things like that, I always enjoy. It's cool. It's why I was always okay with Marco and King having their like aerial fight, even if no one else beats King. It's just Marco. I'm totally okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So I like that I like when that's why I was okay with the five of them actually fighting the supernovas on the top. But this is interesting. You don't usually see something kind of like that all the time. I think I think this kind of lead segues into what I want to talk about in a second though, because I want to talk about something about One Piece I forgot to mention earlier about what do you think is going to happen with with everybody now. So we have Killer and Kid. We're gonna do that with Big Mom, so I guess they're occupied with it. But do La and Zora actually go back down? And what does Zoro do now? And what does La do now? Who do they fight? Does La heal him up? Send him to Marco, Chopper? You know, he need a medic.
That
I
you
don't.
see,
I,
that's
I
the
feel
that's the
like Law got to
thing.
go back up there.
What happened?
I heard Pat talking, so I tried to let him go.
Nah, go ahead, Alan. I'll go after you.
No, I was just saying I feel like Law got to get back up there because even though Luffy wanted to take on all four emperors himself, Law it was still Law's Law's proposal for the plan and everything. So I don't also and like how he didn't want to let Luffy take out Doflamingo, how he wanted to be there like through the to see everything play out. I feel like he would do the same here, where he'd go back up and help, like, at least I don't know, maybe still just help do some support. If Luffy can't dodge an attack in time, maybe he'll just help him, do some defensive maneuvers or something.
Mm-hmm. I want Law to stay up there. I think he sends. I Loki think. I personally, I don't even know what's gonna happen, but I would probably send Zoro back down to get patched up. He low key on his Jag gimmick. We need him back in the fight. Go heal up. So, not that he's Jack level. He's better than Jack in every conceivable fashion. Don't get it twisted. That guy's a bum. Zoro's the furthest thing from a bum. You roll.
Go.
See, my thing I was gonna say is the biggest wild card in what happens next is wherever Sanji is at, because it can go one of many different ways.
I actually agree with that, but speak on it.
Because right now we know Marco fighting King and Queen, and he taking them niggas to school. But Peril Sparrow
is
over here
gonna come
looking
with
on.
the sneak probably.
Yeah, so like if Sanji warts that, then if Law go back down, he can regroup with Marco and Chopper. They can heal and go back up to the rooftop. Or let's say Sanji just goes straight to the rooftop, and then we cut to the battle with Luffy and Kaido, and then Kaido rock Luffy's shit out of us all of a sudden, and Sanji come in on some espionage and do whatever the fuck, rescue him, bring Luffy back down, then they start regrouping and stuff, come back up.
Stop. Behave. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Like, these niggas, man. I'm just saying, like, Sanji can do that. He can like get Luffy out of there on some espionage shit, bring Luffy back down, and then come back up later when they regroup. Or Sanji can like fight Jack or whatever, and then like have Inuarashi go on ahead so that they can regroup with the rest of the Akazai Nine. They go back up to the rooftop. It's any number of ways that this could go.
Actually, no, I think what you said makes sense because if what I think knowing what Sanji's next, important thing to do, a person to take out is, will kind of make sense of the rest of the matchup that we have left. I agree with that. Anyone else? What do you guys think? All
I like
But I need
like
my boy Usopp to get a W. That's all I gotta say. He's
I
so
like the
depleted.
idea of fucking Law versus Hawkins part 2 or 3, but
Hawkins is he gonna switch sides. Don't worry. Hawkins not trying to be a beast pirate. You gonna see the probability with a 51. Wait, hold on. Believe
but
in Hawkins. Believe in him. Believe.
I don't have a single clue, like at all. Especially since none of these fights are anywhere near finishing.
Facts.
We don't even have every single matchup ready,
We
listed
haven't
on
even seen
the card.
Sasaki and Jinbei yet.
Exactly. So it's like, bro,
Jinbei's fighting who's who. Saki's fighting
Oh
Frankie.
yeah, sorry.
there's so many moving variables, and the fact that none of these fight, for the most part, we haven't even seen these fights really start, let alone
Yeah.
end, right? So there
Hmm.
there can be so many different things swapping in and out, rescues, so many fucking X variables. I can't even begin to think what the fuck gonna happen next. I don't even necessarily think that it's just gonna be um Kid and Killer dealing with fucking Big Mom. I shit, they might drag in somebody else if they wind up back inside the fucking castle. So I really hate to say, just to say, oh, I don't know, but seriously, I don't fucking know. I
No,
can't even be.
not that's a valid answer. That's why I asked because what I'm trying to figure out when and where CP0 starts to fit in. Do they join like at some point? Do they just stick to the mission? Do they move stealthily throughout the war and do whatever they need to do? Like what point do they get involved? Because I think that they're going to be an extreme wild card. They're going to throw a monkey wrench into this whole thing. The CP0.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, I like fuck.
No, I feel you because when I basically you're having the moment I had when I seen the Straw Hat in Mauricio. I was like, I have no theory, not a I don't know. Just don't ask. I got nothing. I got nothing.
No
I don't
fucking.
know.
Be
What,
like
I
that
don't know.
sometimes.
I'm so lost. I'm so intrigued, but I'm so lost. So yeah, Yamato gonna be Kaido? No, it's gonna be Hiyori. Hiyori's gonna do it. Finish him below.
Hiyori killing Kaido. Let's go.
Oh, so like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think is gonna go down with Orochi? Y'all think he's about to get back up, or y'all think he's done for?
He getting back up.
I think he has. I think
That
he has.
ugly ass nigga
I
getting
think
back
he
up.
has one life left because, going going off my Ranma knowledge, when the first seven heads were defeated, the last head was like actually at the bottom, and it was the biggest and strongest one, and that was like the eighth one. So I think he has one life left. I'm gonna paraphrase. I don't remember what Jay said verbatim. Maybe someone else could kind of remind me because I was in a stream with him and Virgo, Mr. Moritz, and Dritz, maybe like in like late February, early March, the Henny Cool brothers, and what Jay suggested to me was interesting because I wanted Orochi to be dead. I was totally okay with him being dead in the way that he died too because I think that sometimes authors overthink needing to make everyone kind of go out in a big bang where I think there's meaning to having somebody have like a quote unquote quick pathetic death. It shows you know what I'm saying? Like him
Hmm.
dying like that, it's just like you were like this pathetic person who like schemed their way to the throne and then got betrayed by the person that helped you. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought there was meaning to that. It was some like so, but it is what it is. So I didn't think he really had any thematic role left. But I think Jay said that he thought that maybe Orochi was gonna like speak to CP0 and almost kind of like open the borders type beat to get the Marines to be like, all right, we can come through because we're gonna ally ourselves with like the world government just because Kaido betrayed like fuck it, mayhem. Marines come to the island now, you know, like
I can see that snake
something
ass
along the
nigga
line
doing
of
that.
that. I can't remember exactly how you said it though. So go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I could see that snake ass nigga doing that.
Yeah.
But okay, so now I'd like to say, so one thing I think could happen is that we could actually just go back to the whole Zoro killing Orochi thing, because remember he still does want to get revenge for Yasu. And
See, Alan, I'm glad that you brought that up because when I first said this shit, these Zoro killing Kaido niggas lost their motherfucking minds. They was like, why would Zoro
Now,
go
did
after
they have a
Orochi?
mind to lose
He's
in the
so
first
beneath
place?
him.
Find out in 6 minutes.
Son, it was like, yo, Orochi's so far beneath Kaido. I mean, Orochi's so far beneath Zoro, he doesn't have to even waste any time. Look,
like that
when
shit don't
Zoro,
matter at all.
when he was first in Wano by himself after he split from Luffy or whatever, who welcomed him? Yasui. He welcomed him into Ebisu town, gave them the water that they could barely afford for themselves, and he drank it reluctantly because that was the token of their kindness. That was the way they showed their gratitude. And then Zoro felt regret because not only could he not save this nigga that did something for him, the nigga died right in front of his daughter. Like, bro. And he tried to kill him on the spot after the execution happened.
Tried to kill
And you
Toko
telling me
too.
that Oda just threw this in here and then like just left it alone? Like, nah, bro. Zoro gonna have a role to play with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so so yeah, going back to how Hims just said, the eighth head, it's the strongest. It would make a lot more sense for Zoro with his, all his newfound abilities or his newfound strength to come down there and take that last head off.
I think I have probably one idea for Zoro if he truly gonna end up fighting King, which I still think is meaningful. I will live with it. I really, if in a perfect world for me, I want Sanji to get that fight, but I can live with it. And I find that maybe Zoro fans would be upset in the sense that it's like they feel like if he's up there fighting with Big Mom and Kaido, this is a step down. But think about his injuries. So.
Yep.
Him being able to defeat King in the condition that he's in would be incredible. In the same way that after the slash he took from Mihawk, he was able to defeat Hachin with the fact that he was pretty much on like death's door, to the point where when Arlong picked him up, he's like, bro, how the fuck is this nigga still alive? What the hell is going on? Like,
just to add on to that, Hims, that's also, in pre-time skip, this nigga Zoro was never fully healed in any of his fights. So it would just add circle back into that, because now he's not at full strength and he's about to win another fight.
I don't agree with that. He was healed in fights in free time skip, but he just always took a like insane. I think at one point I saw on SBS the amount of blood that he lost by like a certain amount was something like 8 gallons. I'm like, nigga. I think he the only time he really never recovered until like we saw him again was after the stuff with Kuma. Really, I would argue that when he fought in like Skypiea, he wasn't still hurt from anything that happened in Alabasta. He was good.
Yeah,
that's just me though. But it's interesting. There's so much to happen. Like I've never been a person who I don't care about the axe thing, like the axe 1 to 5 thing. I don't give a fuck about it. So I don't know if that's playing into some people's how they're like trying to see how the rest of the story is. Because apparently with the play, it's like the third act is supposed to be when this happens, and then blah blah blah, this and that, and the third. I don't know. I don't really care about it, but. There's a lot to go on because what's Yamato doing? Like there's a lot. There's so much happening. Like this is, and it's already been so much fun. So, yeah.
Oh, now this nigga having fun. When Act 3 started, he said, "If it don't hit, we're gonna have a discussion."
But I said if it don't hit, it's hitting. What's the problem?
Hey man, I'm just saying, I never lost faith.
I told y'all, man. Since the Onigashima raid, I'm having a good time. I didn't know if he was gonna jump around and just do clashes. I'm like, no, I want you to focus on shit and show me the hands. He hadn't done that in a while, so I was like, thank God, because I know he was excited for Wano. I just needed to see it to feel better. I don't know what to tell you. Now that I'm getting glorious on-screen combat, yeah, we good. We good.
Hey, hey,
My
now.
homie said he thought he was reading fan fiction for a second.
Oh
Him.
man. Yeah.
So I want Pat and Petri, and you already know how Simi gonna feel about this too. But I wanted to combine a thing about MHA and One Piece. It's something funny you said about Oda having a cachet, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
So to address Juice nigga, he was talking about how like a lot of interesting conversation in the hospital that you wanted to see, like the arms, All Might, Bakugo, and Deku mom, and Torino, who dead by the way, and Aizawa, he could just throw Aizawa to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't really because I was at large. He's not specifically honed in on Deku like All Might is. So I understand seeing that. It's actually gonna be more impactful to see like some of the stuff later back on because now when Deku has to go back and face his mom and Bakugo is like all right, now it's even fucking. Now it's 10 times worse that you was just in a coma for a little bit. You injured your body. Now, nigga, you ran the streets and you ran the fucking muck and you going crazy and doing this, that, and the other. Like, bro, what the fuck is good with you? And All Might, and how it would call back to All Might, like, what made him come this far with the decision? Like I always say, bro, like, you know how a writer writes past a certain point. If you know all you had to do was wait Horikoshi, why would you ever jump the gun?
Okay.
Simply that simple. Like, I'm not talking about you essentially juice nigga, but like I could like
I,
just example for this.
I think I have an idea where you're going with this.
Yeah, yeah, you know exactly where I'm going because definitely recent One Piece chapter that shit happened. So 296 nigga flip this shit. Oh, this shit ass. Yo, Horikoshi fumbled a bad, this, that, and the other. When in reality, I realized I was like, nah, the PLF arc was just literally just set up for the last saga, which is the war, them going back and forth because war doesn't end in one day. It started with a raid, but this is the full force of the war, like not we're sneaking around here doing this and you guys the heroes like nah the hero society is crumbling all the way down. Like it's on its that shit is basically done for. Now the heads are clashing in the streets like an actual war. It's not just I'm here making this move and this operating like nah. These niggas are like going toe to toe brawl in the street, right? So now 10 chapters later, you see the full effect. Like, oh, this is what Horikoshi was doing. Now I kind of look stupid for like going all crazy on this nigga when all I had to do was wait and see everything play out. So now I'm seeing it, and it's still not fully taking advantage. Because Shiki Rocky real rise, that's the red truth. I don't get blue, red, whatever. That's my word. Like, don't let that, and he not getting redeemed. Horikoshi already said it. So don't let the words Deku said fool you. But let me tie this back into fucking One Piece. Remember how Odin came at the last chapter, the other chapter,
Oh my gosh.
and now, now, now people were like, "Yo, what the? Hey, Oda gonna have to explain this." But okay, Oda probably got a reason, right? Had that been Horikoshi, niggas would have been down that nigga throat at his fucking neck. Oh hell no, this nigga fumble the bag. Yo, garbage, trash. Yo, what the fuck is this nigga doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, how
Hmm.
y'all niggas be picking and choosing who get the fucking cook and who don't, right? Like I seen the One Piece they was like making jokes
You
and
know
shit.
something these
They wasn't flipping out with the Odin shit. In the next chapter, guess what? Oh, it's a reasonable explanation. It's not actually Odin. It's just who was it? It was the illusion. It's like, nah, you try to trick us and shit like that. Like, and y'all know whoever read it, you know the full story. That okay, but like y'all niggas don't let that shit happen with other manga. What you
hey,
just
hey, you know something, Issa? I remember I was saying something similar about that same two series, One Piece and My Hero. Because like a lot of My Hero fans always like to talk about how Oda off screens a lot of fights and will say that he off screens death. I can't name an important death that Oda has ever off screen unless it was like some shit in the past or whatever. But then when all the deaths came up for My Hero, I was like, hold on, like Horikoshi, that's my goat. You know what I'm saying? Him and Oda, but I'm still like, bro, why are y'all not keeping the same energy? Like there was a major important character who was killed off screen. We did not see that, and y'all not saying nothing about it. So it's like, so I feel you when you say like people they pick and choose like what they want to nitpick at.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, bro, y'all definitely don't be keeping the same.
It's it's like one thing that I try to do a lot of times now is when I see something happen and I don't necessarily know what's gonna happen with it, I try to think about how it can work and what could be interesting about it. And honestly, like the older thing played out pretty much how I thought. I'm like, it was just gonna be used as service to get the samurais to have some like an emotional moment and reaction to this. And actually, what I appreciate about it is it kind of showed the personalities of them and which ones haven't really totally gotten over Odin's death type because Ashura and thing are like, bro, he's come on, like you know how Toki what did she say? Like he's gone, like you have to let it go. And who hates that clan because he's from the clan the opposing clan, Conjuro. There was literally literally nothing wrong with
It's
what
some
happened.
disrespectful shit that he would do.
But they were like,
He
oh,
don't give a fuck about.
no matter what this is, there's no way, no conceivable. This is the worst decision he could have made. I'm like, yeah, all right. And then what happened a week later? They look fucking goofy. I don't take them seriously, dog. It's all right. But I want to you actually bring up something that I want to say that I do with specifically. I'm gonna say I start Araki and Oda for really that I do this with. I think Oda's and Araki's style of storytelling amongst manga is pretty unique, that I don't even kind of use the same parameter that I use on average for them, because I think that the way that they kind of do things are so. I think Araki's style, especially having reading manga theory and practice and really seeing some of his Jojonium interviews and seeing how he thinks, I just don't really think there's any mangaka that really presents the story in the way that he does in such a crazy, over the top, zany fashion. But it's so good, so entertaining, so creative, so funny. Beautifully drawn, all that stuff. Like Araki to me, like his own beast in that sense. Does that make sense so far? You following me?
Yeah.
And I think Oda is similar. So sometimes when we get these like random ass comparisons, I always let people shift you like these right. Let's just take like 4 random series. Let's take like Tokyo Ghoul and something and I don't know, Attack on Titan and Hunter x Hunter, where I think that not Hunter x Hunter wouldn't work because you don't draw nothing, but like. They're like, he don't draw nothing. So you know what? He's unique too. He light novel in a manga. He also is innovating. But shit. What was I gonna say? Like with those manga, like whether or not you think they're good or well written, I do think they're traditional in the sense how they're presented and shown and written and whatnot. Like the art's distinct. Don't get it twisted. But I just mean that like. The way the story's presented is not really different. Where I would argue that with Araki and Oda, the writing style is not consistent with what you're used to seeing, and I think that gets to some people. They don't really understand how to judge it, because I judge Oda by the same way that like I judge LeBron. If LeBron gets 20 points, 5 rebounds and 4 assists, that's a good game for a lot of players. That's like 50% shot. For LeBron, I could be like, oh, so you didn't feel like playing today. You got 20 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds? Bum, right? But Oda, I'm holding him to his own writing standard and his own writing style, the same way I'm doing with Araki. I'm not looking at Miria, whoever, and being like, he did this, so you didn't do that, therefore he didn't develop, so it's trash. And I just think that people are not seeing it that way. I don't know if you guys agree though. I could just be fanboying.
Oh no, I agree with you. Like niggas be, I remember somebody said, niggas be trying to read, damn, what was it? Niggas be trying to read Black Clover with Attack on Titan glasses.
That's my thing. Like, temper your things based on who you like. Not everybody is the same. There's a reason the word individuality exists, bro. Like, people do different things at different rates.
It comes down to you have to know the track record of whichever mangaka you're trying to criticize. So it's pretty much the same thing Naya said, but it's like, bro, if I'm reading Bleach, for instance, and then this nigga Kubo start going on a tangent where niggas just start talking for an entire chapter, and he do this 3 weeks in a row, I'm gonna be upset, because I'm gonna be like, bro, where the fuck the fighting at? Like, bro, like, why they just talking, bro? Why they not throwing hands? What's going on? But if I'm reading like fucking Full Metal Alchemist and they spend like 10 chapters on some exposition, I'm not gonna get mad at Arakawa for telling me about the world, nigga. Like, yeah, they be fighting sometimes, but there's a lot of shit that went down before we got to the promised date. Yep. But, you know, it's just the track record, bro. You have to know who you're talking about.
Low-key OT if I had to jump to Black Clover, but I'm not gonna know. But yeah, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I just feel like cause I think like Oda has a tendency to like, I guess he's the only one, but he's the first mangaka that I felt would hide the most important reveals or foreshadowing set up in red herrings in regular panels in a random chapter, as opposed to having like the double spread to put emphasis or making that the cliffhanger. You can just have something on page 6, the fourth panel, and that's gonna be important as fuck 200 chapters later, and I like that. That's just me though.
Yeah.
But y'all, I gotta tap out.
All right,
But if y'all still on later, I might come back.
All right, wet tree.
Y'all be easy.
all right.
All right,
Appreciate you
bro.
coming through though. But
Now that what you said, that reminds me of whatchamacallit, the beginning of Arlong Park when Johnny was talking to, was it Sanji and Luffy, talking about Jinbei.
yes,
Like that was one of the biggest major reveals of the series, and he just did that shit casually, and then we didn't come back to that until Impel Down.
yeah. And obviously, I know here's a bad tendency to off screen, and whether that's a good or bad thing, it's definitely kind of unique to Oda. So there's that too. I always feel like there's a reason for sometimes, but I'm kind of fed up sometimes. Low key Nishio Ishin over Tagashi in 5 when it comes to light novels. Oh, easily. That's not even debatable. Nishio Ishin can write circles around that fucking bozo. I really like. I mean when I say it. Tagashi's an average writer. He just over explains things and it tricks the average person to thinking he's a lot smarter than he is. But he's cool. He's Fine. At least Yu Yu Hakusho's fine. I don't have anything against that series, but just for the sense, just for the Tagashi Tagashi
It's
slander.
your stream, so I'm gonna let you keep saying that.
But my
you are entitled to that opinion.
my fight against Tagashi doesn't end until I'm in the dirt, and then I pass on the baton to somebody. I pass the shield on to my successor. You keep the fight going. Yes, master. Oh my goodness, Hunter is handheld similar to EPW up. Yeah, listen, man. I don't know. It's one of those things at this point. Like I have no interest in the series. I don't care what happens. I'm not even going to read it. So yeah, I'll have fun with Hunter. But this is not a Hunter stream, and doesn't deserve to be on this stream. How do you guys feel about the last real One Piece question I have is like how have we felt about Kaido's performance and in general attitude to basically I'm gonna say basically since chapter 1000. Just because I only ask it just because I like to ask it every once in a while because I feel like he's kind of people are kind of lukewarm on him, like he's up and down, and I feel like ever since that the epic night, the raid against Kaido and the Odin thing happened, people had kind of totally turned on him and somewhat came back when he was about that action. Just want to know how people feel about Kaido as of right now.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. I called him a bum. I said he was a bozo. Mm-hmm. I said he was overrated. That was me. But I changed my mind. I think it's about it. Oh, shit.
See me?
I actually think he hasn't betrayed his character once.
Same. That's what I said.
Yeah, like everything that he's done has gone into fucking exactly how he's been built up. I would actually say that he surprised me more so than like disappointed me with how calculated he was once he chopped off Orochi's head and he stated what the fuck they was finna do with Wano and shit, right? Yeah. So like he got a brain up there, but honestly, everything that he's been doing, I'm like seems in line to me, makes sense to me. Now that being said, my opinion on him, I find him entertaining. He's pretty funny. I told you he was on his fucking Kratos gimmick. Then he was on his Netflix Baki gimmick. Yup. Now there is no hope. He jump off. Then he was on his freaking Netflix Baki gimmick. Talk about some I wanna know the taste of defeat ass shit and all that stupidness.
No season.
Then he be in his cave drinking all day and having fucking like epilepsies. I don't know what's going on with he. 1 minute he crying, next minute he shooting you through the ceiling. The next minute he angry, next minute he happy. So I just find him very entertaining. He's funny. He's not my uncle though. Y'all know who my uncle is. It's the fat lady who sings. That's who my uncle is. She's different.
I still,
But now
yeah. 'Cause
Kaido's
me and
that's
you are
very
in agreement
entertaining.
that we both think she's actually low key more dangerous than Kaido. So we're in agreement on that.
Oh,
I think she's more
she be
dangerous.
swinging Napoleon around doing Ecock's sovereignty by herself. She's fucking scary, man.
Literally has 4 means of attack. Like, bro, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
She's different, man.
I I I do think with Big Mom, I do think she's done some things that I understand why some of the community is meh on her, but I don't know how you guys feel about this, and just just bear with me. I kind of like when authors are able to hide somebody very strong in ways that make sense to me. This is kind of what I thought we were gonna do with Karaka until I got disappointed, right? With Tower of God, where in Marvel, I used to call this like the like
The Thor theory?
yeah, the Thor. I used to
Mhm.
call Thor the fall guy. Once for a long time in Marvel, I felt that anytime they want to introduce a new big bad, and they're like, how do we let the viewers know he's strong? You'll let him be Thor. So Thor was the fall guy. You know how sometimes in like an anime, there's like the Kenpachi type character that we associate with kind of invincibility. So if they lose, it's a really big deal. We're like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think that's the general way some people do it. Now, what I think is cool is when authors kind of hide how strong somebody is by having them go against insurmountable odds. So when they're finally on an even playing field, you can be like, "Holy shit! Wait a minute, you was this raw." So with like Karaka fighting against Yuri, fighting against fucking Yurek and people like that, and then now he's against this entire army and Calvin and shit. Like, okay, he's constantly punching above his weight. He shouldn't be here. So I'm always thinking like, okay, when I get to see him in a fight that's like him and someone on his level, it's gonna be crazy because we like SIU did a good job hiding it, and I do think he's fumbled up some things with Big Mom, especially with that amnesia shit. But I think he's doing that. I think when she really gets to shine, I think a lot of people are gonna be singing her praises after kind of calling her big meme for a long time. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I feel like people are overblowing the
Mm-hmm.
situation because like yeah, you have Big Mom with the whole amnesia shit and her falling off the rooftop or whatever. But like every time they had a situation where they had to confront Big Mom, she was putting niggas in the fucking dirt. Like when Queen tried to step to her, even if she didn't even know who she was, she still flat that nigga in 2 hits and made him look like he
Ragdolled him
wasn't
by the
nothing.
fucking neck.
Like, bro, even on the rooftop, like they tried to separate the two of them. They separate Big Mom because Kaido's fucking mobility with his hybrid form made him hard to contain. So they was like, all right, we're gonna go after the homies. So like when they took away Zeus from her, she was like, bro, fuck out of here. You think I'm strong because of my fucking homies? Like she smushed kid into the ground. But like what she didn't know was that they wasn't really trying to say that nah, you weak, so we're gonna take away your homies, we're gonna be able to beat you. It's more like, nah, we're gonna take away your homies to let your guard down
Hmm.
and then push her off the battlefield. And then they had Prometheus getting sliced up by Zoro so that she could fucking fall into the ocean. Granted, it didn't work because that nigga Zoro would need like ibuprofen, acetaminophen, Tylenol, all that shit. But
That man, that man need a potion, high potion, mega potion, elixir, cure, Karagra. He need a phoenix down. That boy is in
he need
danger.
the whole bag.
He need the kun fucking fire. He need all of that.
No, but like what I'm saying is like there's never been an instance I'm reading One Piece where somebody did something to Big Mom and I was like, nah, she shouldn't be hurt by that. That shouldn't hurt her. Who hurt her? Nobody's hurt her in this series yet. It might have distracted her a little bit, but she ain't been touched really.
Yeah, it's a testament that they're not doing all the damage to her. Like I really think that like people are gonna be shocked by her because I think she's the one people are the lowest on. Kaido's been impressive. He's been really dope, but because of the way he is, it's not good for him because he's kind of an idiot. He kind of a meathead, right? He's like, I'll have a slugfest with you, little niggas. Let's go, right? So that's dangerous because I always say like Law's one of those people you don't want to let your guard down because he could really do something dangerous to you with one proper hit. But you're lucky you got that conqueror shield. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hockey
Kaido
is
even
so
said
much
it.
better to me now. Yeah. Yes. Like your abilities are because he went into his neck. I'm like, yo, Law is raw. Oh my, he went for his neck. Beppo, you're disappointed. You let
Where
your
the
captain
fuck
down.
is Beppo?
Fucking ape.
We ain't even see no fucking Sulong form from this. Nah, yay.
He let me down.
Niggas
I'm
want to
sorry.
call
I'm sorry.
kid.
He let me down. He let me down. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm disappointed in him. I am.
Yeah, I am very. Niggas want to say Kid and Sanji the disappointments. Nah, it's that nigga Beppo.
Yeah.
What the fuck he doing?
Law Bradley Beal on the fucking Wizards. He got no. Well, I know things playing good now, but you know what I mean. Like he's the all star in a bad team. Like, bro, where your help at? Even the young Yonkos are here in dynamic duos. Law come by himself. I feel bad. Sorry, guy. But he's doing his thing. I agree with like he was MVP of the rooftop. I'm gonna give it to Luffy because now he's like he's putting in work and he's still in base form. But to me, up until that moment right here, Law was the MVP in my opinion. He's doing all the little things, teleporting them around, injection, helping put Zeus in the box, getting Big Mom off the thing, Gamma Knife to Big Mom, all that. So yeah, Beppo was hibernating. Give him 100 chapters. He's dead to me. I don't care
Bro,
about
the
Beppo no more.
moon
It's too
is
late.
out and
Too
he
late.
not Sulong. His time is up.
He getting packed. Oh my god! Like I saw Heat and Wire in like the same vein that I saw Beppo. Like you're supposed to be this guy's number 2. That's just sad. But hey, what do I know?
And nigga Jean Bart came and scooped up the number 2 spot.
Oh god.
Beppo in the mud.
Didn't he stay on a submarine though? I don't even remember. I know something in the submarine at one
They
point.
got another plan going or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He's cooking up something probably. But I am very interested in seeing what's gonna happen with Kid and Killer. I'm still waiting. So let's see what all that scrap mail is gonna do. At one point I was wondering like, is he going to like try to throw that shit at her so she fall in the water? I'm like, please have a lit plan. But we shall see. You guys got any type of predictions or no?
Not a clue.
Luffy was
My prediction is Sanji will make his way to the rooftop.
I love it. I have no problem with him coming up. Be like, hey, put the raid to let's go. Oh, this is gonna be. I'm so interested to see what's gonna happen when Luffy goes into Bound Man or Snake Man now and starts using this Conqueror hockey coding. Like, oh, Kaido, those blows are gonna hurt, nigga. He's strong in Gear 4. Yo,
Bro,
the recoil.
Even Katakuri. Yeah. Even Katakuri had to fucking block when that nigga used Bound Man for the first time against him. He got knocked the fuck back. Kaido about to get hurt, bro.
Yeah. Luffy was really kind of pushing him back with pure force because his armament still wasn't better than his Kakumochi, right? So that's what I'm like I say. Test the Gear 4th. His power is incredible. So we're gonna see. Like I wonder if he'll go Snake Man. I don't know. I think he might go Malman again. I don't know if Snake Man's gonna be thing here. But last thing I want to say is Kaido kind of reminds me of Zoro in the sense that Kaido's not slow by any sense of the transformation, but he has a very fast attack. Like Onigiri to me is like Zoro's really fast attack, right? But naturally speaking, Zoro's not like blinding you and overwhelming you with speed in that sense. He's not slow by any sense of imagination. And I feel like Kaido's similar in that, where I feel like his Thunder Bagua is like his blitz move. But, you know, he could shoot beams from his mouth and do all other cool type of shit. So I don't want him to go Gear 4 because it might run. Oh, yeah. I think he should do it when he thinks he can actually finish the fight. I think that's when he should do it. But I'm just saying I'm interested to see how it's going to look when it actually happens. Like, it'll be cool. But yeah, he should save Gear 4 until he's ready to like put Kaido down for sure. Because I don't need him to be tired and not be able to use Haki again. And I'm also waiting for the point where at least the time discrepancy after that happens shortens. I feel like it should be like 5 minutes now, especially with his Haki control getting better. I feel like if he burns it all out now, it should come back quicker, not 10 minutes anymore. That's just me. Small little nitpick, if you will.
That shit definitely upset me at the beginning of this battle. And he said he couldn't use Haki for 10 minutes. I was like, nigga, we still doing this?
I know.
I was sick, bro.
Oh no, that's a good point. We still haven't seen the non-full version of Tank Man, so I don't know if I don't think he's gonna bust it out here, but that would be interesting to just see regular Tank Man. We don't know. Anything is possible. 10 out of 10 chapter. Forgot what I said in that live reaction. People didn't see it. I was lying. It's a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna pin the comment. It's not a lie. It's a 10. And if anyone has any final words, we can wrap this up.
One Piece Raw, My Hero Raw. Yo, we on the bird watch. Get your binoculars.
Anytime
Get your chick feed. We on the bird watch.
I'm putting on a scarf and I'm going bird watching. East.
You already know what I got to say, man. Fuck My Hero fan. I hate those niggas with passion.
Let's go bird. Applaud the real MC. Let's go bird watching. And I just want everyone in here to know that Eren is a 0 out of 10 bozo. Goodbye.